Hello everyone, it's Aaliyah Orozco with the main event sponsored by FightBook, and I'm joined now with the one and only rising star, Curmel Moton. Thank you so much for taking the time. I have been so excited to interview you, so I really appreciate it. We have so much to talk about, you guys. This is the before he was champ, so I just kind of want to know more about you and just your upbringing and really how you got to this point in your life right now. So yeah, bring it to us, Curmel. What was like the early days like for you growing up?
You know, I just was growing up with my dad, you know, and he was a big fan of the sport. You know, he boxed when he was younger, a little bit, just some amateur boxing. But yeah, he was just a real big fan of the sport and a specific real big fan of Mayweather. So, you know, he used to always have me watch clips of him and stuff on YouTube and stuff. And then I remember one day, I was probably like 4 or 5 at the time. He was in Utah. He was showing me like who was in the gym at that time, like the young kid, like Cashflow, Floyd Diaz, and then I think like Famous Johnson, all the little kids that was in the Mayweather gym at that time. He was like, you know, that's gonna be you one day. You gonna be in there soon. And then eventually we moved to Vegas, and then he started training me boxing like 100%. We was going to the gym every day. We started at this gym called Center Ring Boxing when I was 7. And then, yeah, it was just consistently going. Then I think I had my first fight when I was 8 at the this tournament, Desert Showdown. And, yeah, I had won. I ended up getting 2 belts at the tournament.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was supposed to fight 2 times. I had 2 opponents in the tournament. I fought the first day, and I, like, whooped the kid bad. Then the second day, the kid pulled out. The kid that was supposed to fight in the championship pulled out. So I had won the tournament, and then I still wanted to fight, so we did like an off bout with some other person that didn't have a match. And then I had won that fight, so I got 2 different belts. And then
the other guy was like, hell no, after he saw the first one.
Yeah, and then so after that, you know, I just kind of started to fall in love with it. And yeah, we was just consistent with it. And then around the time I was like 10, that's when we first went to Mayweather gym. And then I didn't even go with my dad, I went with Famous Johnson, who was a young boxer at the time in the gym. And we was just watching Floyd training and stuff in his camp. I don't remember exactly what camp it was. I think it was either Pacquiao or like McGregor or something around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we was just watching Floyd train and stuff. And then, you know, Floyd had noticed me, just talked to me a little bit. And then after that, I started training at Mayweather gym consistently. And then all the pros was in there at that time, like, you know, that era, like Badu Jack. I was around the time Tank was still coming up. You know, Ladarius Miller, Memphis, Ashley Theopain, all them guys, they was in the gym at the time. And, you know, they was noticing my skill levels, even when I was just young. Like, you know, I was fighting like them, or even, I won't say better, but, you know, I was fighting like a professional. I had skills like a professional at the time.
Yeah.
So, you know, they all just showed me a lot of love. And eventually, I think word just got back to Floyd about it. And then, like, next time I seen him, he was just showing me a whole bunch of love. You know, he had gave me like a hat and stuff. And then I just started bumping into him more and more. And then eventually he started sponsoring me, going to tournaments and stuff around.
And you're still amateur.
Yeah, this was when I was like 12.
Oh,
he was sponsoring
baby.
me, give my dad money to help me go to the tournaments and stuff. And, you know, I would go and win every time, bring it back to the gym, you know, show my medals and stuff. So yeah, it's just was like that until I turned 17. And so, you know, I had already put in the work in my amateur. So Floyd already knew what I could do. He already knew I had skills. So as soon as it was time for me to go pro, no, really, I was supposed to go compete internationally in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I had made the USA team when I was 17. I was supposed to go compete in Germany. But a week before I was going to fly out to Germany, Floyd was like, don't go, we're going to turn you pro right now. And then, yeah, then a month later, I fought on the Canelo and Charlo undercard.
Yeah, that was your debut.
Yeah, and then, yeah, since then, just been, you know, in the gym working, fight after fight, yeah.
So what was that conversation like with your dad? Like, what age did you actually move here to Las Vegas?
I moved here when I was about 6.
6?
Yeah, 6, like 6 and a half, yeah.
Do you remember just like the before? Like, was it, you guys kind of knew like, okay, son, like we're going to go all in on this. Like, let's take you to Las Vegas. Or what was that like for you guys even to come here?
Yeah, that's the only reason why we moved here was for me to box. Yeah, so as soon as we came here, you know, we got into a place and stuff, and then we just went straight to the gym.
Did you ever see this for your life? Like when you were growing up, like did you picture it the way it is right now?
Yeah. Like around the time I was like 10 or something, 11, 12, I always had dreams, you know, and I knew that I could conquer them. You know, my dad always put a lot of confidence into me. And then, you know, the amount of support and love that I was getting from Floyd also gave me a lot of confidence. So I always believed in myself that I could do it.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
Well, has that been like so real for your dad of like having Floyd Mayweather's mentorship, especially since you said like you grew up watching him from your father and stuff?
Nah, definitely. And yeah, it's funny because like even now to this day, like whenever Floyd's around.
Wait 1 sec. Hold for sound. Okay.
Like even when Floyd's around to this day, like, cause we've been to Floyd's house, you know, had dinner with him, all type of stuff, just chilling casually with him. But like, I can still see my dad get starstruck a little bit, and then even me, sometimes I get a little starstruck. But yeah, it's funny.
What is that like being around him? Like, what has been the best thing that you've just learned from being around his presence and just the advice he's been able to instill in you?
Number one thing I always remember that he told me, just to always believe in myself. You know, he told me that from a young age. That was number one thing he always, you know, tried to install in me, and just to believe in myself, you know, no matter what. And, you know, a lot of things bounce off that, you know, if you believe in yourself, you're going to believe in the work you put in, and you're going to have more confidence in the ring and stuff. So, you know, yeah, just always believe in myself.
And what is like your overall just dream? You're still so young in the sport. Like you're only 8-0, right?
Yeah.
And your pro career is still undefeated, y'all. There's so much left for you. Just when you look to the end, what is that?
Just to become a legend, you know, and just chase greatness. Just want to leave my name in the history books in boxing, you know, I want to become the greatest of my generation, at least. If not the greatest ever. Greatest ever, y'all. Sitting right here.
And what is your like day-to-day like then, like to be able to achieve that? Because that is, you know, a huge goal, a huge dream. And I know it's not for everybody. I know this is like a complete lifestyle.
Definitely.
And you really like dedicated yourself to it.
It's a lot of hard work and dedication, you know, sacrifice. You know, there's really no cheat code to it. Just a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice. That's really it. You know, every day. That's what the life is. So yeah, but it all pays off.
100%. What would you say has been like the hardest sacrifice? Is it like relationships, like time, just, yeah, because I feel like your whole life does have to be eat, breathe, and boxing.
Right, yeah. Biggest sacrifice, I want to say the food.
Y'all always be saying that. I mean, like trying to be like getting hella deep, y'all are like the food.
Yeah, probably like, I don't know, on a surface level, probably the food, because, you know, I love to eat, you know, all different good foods. And, you know, when it comes down to the fight time, you got to cut it out.
Yeah.
But also probably like just, you know, my family, all my family is in Utah. And I don't really ever see them or talk to them. You know, all my cousins, all my uncles, everything like that, they're all in Utah. When we left here for me to chase my dreams. So, yeah, that's I don't really be in contact with them that much, so that's probably.
No, that is like a really hard part of it. Like, no, even for me, I live in LA and all my family's back home, but it's like, yeah, that is a really hard part of chasing your dreams, and what you want to do is like leaving your whole other life behind.
Yeah, definitely.
But what are those foods that you're talking about? Like, what do you be craving?
Everything. I got a sweet tooth, so everything. I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake, okay.
Yeah, tres leches cake. I like cake. Ice cream.
Ice cream cake?
Yeah. Nah. Just, you know, a whole bunch of sweet stuff that I can't be eating all the time. But yeah.
No, for sure. Well, what is next for you at this stage of your career? What can we expect?
I'm hoping I can be back around like September, around that time, for at least another fight this year. Hopefully 2 more by the end of the year. If not 2, at least 1. And, you know, I'm just going to put on another great performance, you know, like I always do, you know, excite the fans. And, you know, I'm just going to continue climbing the ranks, trusting my team, taking it 1 fight at a time. Hopefully by the time, like, I don't know, 14-0, I'll be looking for a title shot, or at least like a, you know, like climbing in the ranks, like up close to there. So, yeah.
And you feel comfortable at this weight? Like you want to stay here and continue to dominate?
Yeah, for sure. At 135, I plan to stay at 135, get at least my first title. Yeah.
Would you want to like become undisputed in it and then like move up? Or, like you
Possibly, yeah. Only time will tell. Like I said, I'm still growing, but you know, right now for sure, I feel like I could become undisputed at 135, and then look to venture to other weight classes.
Yeah, for sure. What has the fan aspect been like for you? Like, of course, like just going from being probably a normal guy to now having like all of these people raving about you.
It's great, you know, it's amazing, you know, and I love all the fans, you know, and I love the support, and you know, I feel like it just motivates me more. You know, I want to perform for them, and yeah.
What does it mean for you, like when you hear people refer to you as the next Floyd Mayweather? Does that give you like more pressure, or is it something like you like to hear?
It's something I would say I like to hear. You know, like I said, I look up to Floyd, you know, and I feel like he's probably the greatest boxer ever. So, you know, it's an honor to be looked at as like the next, supposed to be the next him or the next great in the sport. So, you know, it's definitely an honor, and, you know, motivates me a lot.
100%. Is there any other fighters like besides Floyd Mayweather that like you grew up really like loving to watch, or any styles you try to emulate, or just anybody that's came in your career from now?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like, you know, I take little stuff from a lot of fighters, you know, and try to mix them all to just me. You know, fighters I watched a lot. I watched a lot of like Sugar Ray Leonard growing up. Who else? Watched a lot of like Evander Holyfield, Aaron Pryor. So, you know, just a lot of guys. James Toney, I watched a lot of James Toney.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, them guys. Just a whole bunch of different guys.
What would you say has been like the most pivotal moment in your boxing career so far? Like just something you learned or kind of like took that was just like a pivotal moment for you?
I'll probably say the whole weight situation that happened with me in New Jersey. You know, it was a big, I wouldn't say a setback, you know, because I had got right back on the next card, but it was definitely like a learning experience for me. You know, regardless of all the stuff that was going on, I just learned that I need to stay on top of myself at all times, and, you know, just make sure that I'm good. And, you know, I should have been more prepared, and, you know, it's a learning experience, and I'm thankful that I was able to move past that and get back and redeem myself. And, yeah, so, and it just showed me a lot, like, you know, the people that were around me who was really around me and, like, you know, really supported me. And then when things had went bad, how people could change up. So, yeah, just showed me a lot.
Yeah, no, that is so true. Yeah. And what would you say has been, like, your toughest opponent up to date, or just toughest fight? Like, it could also be amateur, just in general.
I wouldn't say none of them was really tough like that. You know, there's not even, like, being cocky. There's different type of fighters, you know, there's different styles. There's strong guys, fast guys. But, you know, you adjust to that, and then you figure them out. So I wouldn't really say none of them was too tough like that. It just,
Yeah, it hasn't even happened yet. No one is better than Curmel, y'all. No, I love that. I mean, and you're undefeated too, and even like your amateur record speaks for itself. You're 18-time national champion. Wow, that is like unheard of. How has that been different, like transitioning from amateur to pro?
There's been a few things that, you know, we got to tweak, but I feel like even through the amateurs, I always had kind of a pro style. And so, you know, because growing up in the Mayweather gym, you know, there's all pros in there. There was no amateurs really in there. So I was learning a pro style from a young age. And so it hasn't been that much of a change for me. You know, just kind of slowing things down a little bit, slowing my pace down, you know, getting ready for those longer rounds, like, you know, 12 rounds and stuff. So, yeah, that's really it.
My last question for you is, what is your dream matchup for yourself and for the sport of boxing?
Dream matchup? I don't know. I wouldn't say I have a dream matchup. You know, just, I don't know. Whoever's up there, you know, I wouldn't say none of these guys right now are really a dream matchup. That, you know, is that I'm just so excited to fight. But, you know, any of them can get it. So, just whoever.
Y'all heard that. And what about for the sport of boxing? Like two people that you're like, they need to just stop and they need to get in the ring already.
Shakur and Tank. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, y'all. Okay, well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time today. And any last words for all the fight fans watching?
Yeah, just appreciate y'all. You know, make sure y'all tune in at the main event. So yeah.